Welcome back to Full Tank with E. I'm your host, Eve, and today's topic is one that every truck driver deals with every single day, but sometimes we take it for granted: the importance of signs. When you're out on the road, signs aren't just information, they're safety. They guide us through unfamiliar routes, protect construction workers, keep pedestrians safe, and help us avoid dangerous situations that could turn deadly in a heartbeat. As truck drivers, we are operating some of the biggest machines on the highway, and one missed sign can be the difference between a safe delivery and a major accident. Today, we're breaking down some of the most important signs every new CDL driver needs to pay attention to, especially those of us who are hauling 40 tons of responsibility. Let's start with the basic, the one sign that everyone recognized yet disobey: the stop sign. It doesn't mean slow down. It doesn't mean roll right through. It means come to a complete stop. Bring the truck to a full stop behind the line. Check both ways, watch for pedestrians, and only move when it's safe to do so. Intersection collisions are some of the most common and most dangerous, and 9 times out of 10, it's because someone didn't respect the red sign. Next is the yield sign. It's not a suggestion, it's a rule. Yielding prevents crashes when merging or entering traffic that already has the right of way. As truckers, we have slower acceleration, so taking that moment to judge that gap can save us from forcing a dangerous merge or risking a side impact crash. Then we have the speed limit signs. Now, come on, these are not about control, they're about science. Speed limits are determined by road conditions, curves, traffic patterns, and school zones. And for trucks, speed directly affects stopping distance, tire pressure, and rollover risk. The faster the truck, the smaller the reaction window. Respecting those numbers keep everyone safe. One of the most dangerous signs to ignore is the railroad crossing. A train can take over a mile to completely stop, meaning we must be the ones paying attention. Slow down, look both ways, listen, and remember, never ever stop on the tracks. No load is worth gambling with a train. Now let's talk about no trucks allowed signs. These aren't there to discriminate against us truck drivers. They are there to protect the roads and bridges that cannot handle our height, our weight, or our turning radius. Ignoring these signs could result in getting stuck, damaging property, blocking traffic, and facing serious DOT violations. Trust me, the sign always wins. Another critical one are bridge clearance signs. These are non negotiable for truck drivers. Know your trailer height because GPS is not always reliable. Now keep in mind, road changes, snow buildup, and new pavement can reduce clearance. Hitting a bridge is preventable when we stay alert. These warning signs can save your truck, your career, and even your life. A bridge that's too low isn't just an inconvenience, it's a disaster waiting to happen. As drivers, we should always know the exact height of our truck. Not about, not a guess. And we should be using truck approved GPS systems instead of a car navigation, which can lead us straight into trouble. My best advice: get to know a trucker's atlas. When it comes to clearances, if there's any doubt at all, stop. Better to lose a minute and get out your truck to look than lose a whole trailer. Next, we've got weight limit and truck restriction signs. These signs are all about safety and protecting roads and bridges that weren't designed for 80,000 pounds of steel and freight. When you ignore these, not only do you risk massive fines and damage to infrastructure, but violations will follow you on your record. Planning ahead and checking your route for truck restricted areas will always save you stress in the long run. Then there are truck route and guidance signs. These are meant to keep us in the right place, away from tight neighborhoods, sharp corners, and restricted zones. Following the designated truck route doesn't just keep you compliant, it keeps you out of a situation that could damage your equipment and put you in danger. When detours pop up, it's important to follow the detour that is clearly marked for trucks, not simply the cars in front of you. Construction zone signs are worth the extra attention. Lanes can narrow fast, workers might be right next to traffic, and the environment can shift without warning. Reduce speeds, protect lives, and fines in these zones are no joke. They're usually doubled. When the sign says slow down, it's for a reason, so do it. Let's move on to sharp curve ahead warning signs. This is a big one for rollovers. They're designed for four-wheelers, not 40 tons. Trucks have a higher center of gravity, and taking a curve too fast can flip a fully loaded trailer in seconds. Always, always, always reduce speed before entering the curve, not while inside of it. Another category we should not overlook are steep grades, downhill warnings, and runaway truck ramps. These signs are all about maintaining control. A fully loaded truck builds speed fast, and losing your brakes on a hill is something no driver wants to experience. It's crucial to slow down before the hill, not once you're in the middle of it. And if a runaway truck ramp is available, it's there to save your life. Never be afraid to use it. We also have hazard and roadway condition signs, which ideally warn us about slippery roads, crosswinds, narrow bridges, and more. Weather can change suddenly, and one gust of wind can tip an empty trailer if we're not prepared. Slowing down early, keeping both hands steady on the wheel, and avoiding sudden movements can prevent a deadly accident. These signs gives us a heads up before we're in danger, so staying alert to them is key. For tanker and hazmat haulers especially, hazmat and tunnel restriction signs are crucial. Certain loads are not allowed through tunnels or across specific bridges. Violating those rules can result in severe penalties. Before rolling out with a hazmat load, always confirm your approved route. Never guess. Your safety and everyone else's depend on knowing exactly where you're allowed to go. Merge signs help traffic come together smoothly. Pay attention to lane endings and watch those blind spots. Giving space and planning your merge early prevents those last-second risky lane decisions that put everyone in danger. I can't count how many times I've experienced this with other drivers. Now here's one that's often overlooked, but extremely important. No U-turn signs. In a passenger car, U-turns might look quick and easy, but with a tractor trailer, those turns require space we rarely have, especially near intersections, divided highways, or railroad tracks. If you miss a turn, don't panic. Keep going until you can turn around safely and legally. A few extra minutes is always better than an accident. I found myself missing turns, but with patience, I was able to figure it out. Now we have signs that specifically applies to us that is often overlooked as well. Trucks left lane only or trucks right lane only. You'll see these in areas where exits are frequent or lanes become too narrow for safe merging, ideally in construction zones or on major highways. When trucks stay left in these zones, it prevents dangerous weaving and gives smaller vehicles more space to enter and exit. It may feel counterintuitive since we're usually restricted from the left lane, but obeying this sign keeps traffic flowing and reduces collision risk during transitions. Lane control signs. They tell us which lanes are open, which ones are turn only, and when we need to move over. Ignoring lane control can lead to dangerous swerves or missed exits. Staying aware allows us to stay predictable, and predictability is what saves lives out here. And last but not least, scale and inspection station signs. If the scale says open, you roll in. No arguing with that. DOT inspectors are checking to make sure we're legal, safe, and operating responsibly. Staying organized with paperwork and keeping your truck maintained can make inspections quick and painless. Oh, and by the way, a calm, respectful attitude can go a long way. At the end of the day, signs are not about restricting us, they're about protecting us. They remind us that every mile comes with responsibility. When we respect the signs, we respect the road, the people around us, and ourselves as professionals. So stay alert, stay aware, and let signs guide you, not just to your destination, but safely through every challenge on the way there. Stay safe out there.